Hello guys, good afternoon and welcome to the pre-season race here for Intelligence Racing League for Season 2 with the lads who will be filling out the grid in Division 3. Now we have a couple of lap times on the board. Currently Danny Boy on provisional pole with a 24.9, just ahead of his Racing Point teammate Philip N, and that is very close, 6 thousandths of a second between the two racing points. Very impressive to see that. We've also got Niles in third with a 25.3 ahead of Formula Matt in fourth, Syndro in fifth, as Alt Maverick chucks it up into sixth on a set of the medium compound tyres. In fact, let's have a look at the tyre compounds. So a set of mediums for Alt Maverick, just ahead of Sandrew in 7th, and then we got Otaba in that black Mercedes. He's going to be looking to improve on his time. Is he going for a flying lap? Let's actually have a look. Looks like he's saving up to gear himself up. Or not, he's into the pits. I know nothing, guys, I know nothing. But Otapa currently in 8th. Then we got yet to set a time. We have Jav, Jordan JT, 1 Javier, Skeletor, Star, and I'm going to take a stab at this one, guys. Shrimp. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. I'm going to pronounce it as swim. I may be wrong, but it's a funny word to say. But they are on their outlaps right now. In fact, Jav getting out the way of his Renault teammate there. Actually, we got coming to the end, right? So we got Skeletor Star, who's just started his flying lap. Let's see how he takes turn 1. Taking it nice and smooth so far. So he's trying to get the car turned in to get a nice exit onto the first DRS straight. Short little blast, which should be opening up for overtakes into Brooklands and maybe getting the move done in left field. As we come on to the old pit straight on the rundown into Cop's corner. Let's see if he lifts in Cop's. No, he keeps his foot planted. That is good to see. As he comes into Maggots and into Beckett, he tries to get the best run on to the hangar straight, and he is purple in sector 2, so it's going to be a very competitive time from Skeletor Star as he comes into Stowe. Doesn't want to drift out too wide as he comes into the club section. And around the final corner, what is this going to be? A 24.7, what a lap. And that puts him up into provisional pole as Javier has unfortunately invalidated his lap time. But we do have Swim coming up to the second sector split now. Couple of attempts off Skeletor in the second sector, so let's see if he can pull anything back in the final sector. This is looking like it could be the challenge in the likes of Niles and Formula Matt as he comes around the final corner. What's this going to be? It's a 25.7, so he gets ahead of Syndro. Now Jav into the pits. Have we got anyone who is on a lap. So we got Niles, who's just started. Otapa, who I believe is on a lap. Yes, he is 3 tenths up in sector 1. Of course he would be, because he is on the soft tyres now. His previous lap was on the medium, so expecting to see an improvement there from him. As he comes into Stowe to close out this lap. What is this going to be for Otapa? A 25.7, unfortunately not enough to get ahead of Sindro, but he is in that battle. As we got Sandro actually taking a bit of slipstream there on the hanger straight. But he's going to duck out and go straight into the pits. Okay. Interesting, as we got Jordan JT also ducking out into the pits. Anyone else on a lap? As Niles actually chucks up in the second. Also on a 24.9, so a good lap there from Niles. Couple of yellow flags out there at the moment on track. One in sector 2, and I believe that is going to be for Alt Maverick's car as he crashed out the session. As we're on board with Danny Boy. Purple in sector 2. He is up by just under 2 tenths of a second. He's on course to challenge Skeletor Star. Can he string this final sector together? To the line he'll come. Oh my, 1,000th of a second between Danny Boy and Skeletor Star. Unbelievable. One thousandth of a second. That is bonkers. As we got Jav out on the set of softs now. Him, Jordan and the one Javier are going to be under some serious pressure here to get a lap time on the board. 5 minutes left in the session. And it looks like Jav and Javier just trying to decide who's going to go first. Javier now goes to start his flying lap. Misses the apex at turn 1, but is he going to get a turn 2? Yes, he is. But he would have scrubbed off just a bit of time in turns 1 and 2 by missing that apex. As we come into Brooklands and into Luffield. Trying to get the best exit. Third gear, short shifting up through the gears as he is on the run now to Cops Corner. He had a little bit of a lift and he's gone too wide, and that's an invalidation. What about Jav? Jav does make it through Cops Corner, so good going there from the man in the Renault. Comes through Max and Becker. It's very cautious as he tries not to invalidate his lap. But that would have cost him just a bit of time, but it did come up saying he was purple in sector 2, so this could be a decent lap from Jav. He comes into the final corner. It's going to be a 25.4. Gets him up into P6. As we got Jordan JT also under pressure to set a lap. Getting a bit of a long range tow from Niles up ahead. For the final corner, it's going to be a 26.8, and that is not going to be good enough to get him up any positions. But he is going to have time to get his ERS back and have another crack at it. So on board with Niles now. And he's found almost 2 tenths in sector 1. This would definitely put him in the mix with the likes of Danny Boy and Skeletor Star. Apologies. And into Maggots and Beckett's now comes Niles. Nice smooth line. But he did lose almost a tenth in that middle sector, so what is this going to be? Can he hook up the final sector? No, he's going to drift out wide at Stowe, and that is going to be his lap invalidated. But right now, look at how close everyone is. 3 guys on a 25.7, 2 guys on a 25.4. 2 guys on a 24.9, and 2 guys separated by 1,000th of a second. As we go on board with the man who is in 5th place right now, and that is Formula Matt as he comes through Marcus and Beckett's. And he's up by just under a tenth of a second. This won't get him up any positions, but it might give him a bit of breathing room to the guys behind. But he's gone too wide at Stowe, and that's his lap invalidated as we got Syndro, who is off into the gravel. Actually, no, not into the gravel, into the grass. I forgot there's no gravel there. As we're on board with the man in the Alpha Tauri. Let's see what he can do. He does have Danny Boy not too far behind. Formula Matt and Philip N has retired from the session. Niles will take no further part. So this is what we got right now. We got the battle for pole between these 2 guys right here. Skeletor is up on his time, but so's Danny. He's up by almost 2 tenths. Skeletor Scar just goes a little bit too deep and butchers the final sector. But what can Danny Boy do? Is he going to improve? Yes, he does with a 24.5, a 2 tenths improvement there from the man in the Racing Point. And Otapa also improves to get himself up into P5 with a 25.2. A good lap there from Otapa. So it's almost like real life where you got the racing points and the Mercedes doing well here. We got Schwim now coming to the line. Did he climb up any positions? I don't think he did. Okay, so let's run you through the qualifying results. Danny Boy on pole position with a 24.5, 2 tenths ahead of Skeletor. Star in second place. That's your front row. Just a tenth behind him is Niles in third, with Philip N right alongside him on that second row. Otapa and Formula Matt share the third row. Jav and Swim, they are on the fourth row. Syndrome and Not Maverick on the fifth row. And then outside the top 10 we have Sandrew, Jordan JT and one Javier who wasn't able to set a lap. As we got Skeletor Star in the chat saying he messed up his final lap. P2, it is decent. It is a front row. Could do some decent things on P2, mate. As good as pole position is, it means nothing. So we're just waiting for everyone to perfect their race strategies. Pit strategy around here is a soft to medium. I believe it's still the same from the other, from the previous game. As we got Raj in the chat saying that the other division has a glitched lobby. That is not what you want to see. For Alt Maverick, managed to set his time on a set of medium, so he's going to be starting on them. And Jordan JT, the only man outside the top 10 to opt for the medium compound tyre. So only 2 guys on the mediums. So this is going to be intriguing to see Alt Maverick and Jordan's pace as they try to come through the field. The Skeletor Star seems to be absolutely flying around on the formation lap. Then we got Danny Boy, who's just warming up his tyres, and then a big gap from Formula Matt down to Jav in 7th, who is also warming up his tyre. Skeletor Star is going to be sat there waiting for a while, as he is already lined up on his grid spot. But we have 26 laps here of racing around the Silverstone circuit, one of the most iconic circuits on the F1 calendar. as Javier and Jordan now go into the grids positions, and we are going to wait for those 5 red lights. The lights haven't come on for me, but I can see them on the screen, and they are out and underway. The lobby will go to start this race as we have awful camera angles, but into turn 1, Niles and Skeletor were having a bit of a battle, but looks like they hold position for the time being as we got a car going off in the background. So Tapper down the inside of Philip N to get himself up into P4, but a lot of ghosting going on. Who was that in the background that went off? I think it might have been Sandro, or yeah, must have been. Oh, there's a bit of contact there between, I believe, Sindro. That would have been a warning there for Skeletor Star as he cuts Maggots and Beckett's a little bit. Yep, Maverick up from 10th into 7th, and Jordan JT up from 12th into 9th, so both of the medium runners gaining 3 positions. Javier is the first one to pick up a 3-second time penalty, as we have a bit of a glitch here as Mavericks car is ghosting and it shows him behind. A couple of these guys, Tapper appears to be okay. We have a bit of a glitch going on with the lobby, right? So right, let's try and figure out who the order of what we got right now. So we got Danny, Skeletor Star, Niles, Philip N, Schwim, Formula, Matt. Oh, Maverick just ahead of Sindro, who loses the back end slightly, but he's able to hold on to it. Jordan JT, Sandro, Javier Otapa, and Jav, who is just going through cops now as Danny Boy is coming in at the exit of Stowe. So that's how far behind Jav has dropped so far. That's a good opening lap there for Danny Boy. Ideally you want to be in the low 20, well, ideally you want to be in the low 29s, high 28s on the opening few laps, and then you build up the pace as you go on through the race. So we're on lap 3 of 26. We got Jordan and Sandro having a bit of a scrap down in 9th place, and Sandro actually getting past Jordan there. Jordan really struggling right now. We've got a few battles to keep our eyes on, including this one. As Maverick is out of the race, and where's he gone off to? Oh my god, has he gone off today? Yeah, he's lost it in Magus and Beckett's and he's gone off into the wall. That's brought out a VSC, and that is going to mean that if these guys do not respect the delta times, if they speed on the VSC, that's going to be a drive-through penalty. We're gonna wait and see. Are we gonna get any drive-through penalties pop up? No, but Danny Boy does not get the best restart there under VSC, and Skeletor Star did try to hang it around the outside, but they appear to have lost a bit of time to the cars behind, because Niles now within that DRS, so he is out on the grass and picks up a 3-second time penalty for his trouble. Skeletor is trying his best to keep with Danny Boy here. The DRS wide open. And a heavy ERS advantage as well. He is doing very well in that AlphaTauri. As Jordan under a bit of pressure here from Otapa for 9th place. Tapa closing right up here. DRS wide open. Jordan defends the middle ground. Otapa's just going to send it clean around his outside and up into 9th place for Otapa. As we go back up towards the front between these two, Danny Boy seems to have got a fantastic run out of Magnussen Beckett onto this back straight, and that's going to help him keep a hold of the lead of this race. As we got Formula Matt and Schwinn side by side, Schwinn and Formula Matt side by side into the final sector. Formula Matt goes in deep, cuts off Schwinn and keeps a hold of that P5. As Swim looks like he's going to be close enough to have a little pop down the inside here, and he does side by side once again between these two, and a switch back there from Swim to get on the inside for this next left-hander, sorry, and he's going to have DRS to close in, and he'll have the inside for Brooklands. Big old squeeze there to Formula Matt. Swim tried to look for that switch back once again, but unable to get it done. So he is just going to have to tuck in behind for the time being, but up at the front I saw that gap go down to about 3/10, but it's back up to half a second again. Skeletor Star unable to get close enough, as Swim also unable to get close enough to Formula Matt here. What this man in the AlphaTauri needs. He needs a good run out of Magnussen Beckett, and the move could be on. Swim has a bit of a late pop down the inside there. Formula Matt's going to defend. Swim's going to try for the... Once again, trying for another little switchback there, but unable to get the car turned in enough to really take full effect. And he's going to stick behind him. But Formula Matt goes off into the grass on the exit of Maggotts and Beckett, so that's going to be the move there for Swim to get himself up into 5th place, and Sindro down the inside into Stowe. Now this is going to be tasty as Formula Matt locks up under braking. It's still side by side. The Red Bull and the Williams, and Formula Matt comes out ahead in that final corner. Sandro's gone. Sandro is around. Sindro and Formula Matt once again battling for 6th place. Back up towards the front, this time keeps going up and down like a yo-yo. As we should be expecting the first load of pit stops, as it looks like Schwim has had a poor exit out of left field because he's dropped 2 positions for it. But now we're gonna see what these guys can do. DRS wide open. As we got the first of the front runners into the pits, and that is going to be Skeletor Star, and Swim's going to follow him in and gets a 5-second time penalty for it. So it looks like Sandro and Jafia is going to peel off into the pits as well. In terms of gap, this is the closest one that we have between Sindro and Formula Matt. Actually, it looks like Niles has managed to close down that gap a bit. He's got himself within DRS, and that's going to help him close up a bit more. And Niles is into the pits. So Danny Boy going on for another lap. Philip Ben going on for another lap. As we got Sindro and Formula Matt making a little bit of contact there. But Sindro does get himself ahead. Gets himself ahead of the Williams man. Be interesting to see where Niles comes out relative to Skeletor Star. He is going to come out behind him, but by what margin? So 1.5 second gap now. Now if I was Danny Boy, I'd be coming in at the end of this lap, because both of these guys are going to get a decent undercut on him. And there we go, yep, Danny Boy into the pits. Philip Ben going to go on for another lap. Sindro and Formula Matt are also into the pit, so we're going to see where Danny Boy comes out relative to Niles and Skeletor Star. But we're also going to see how Swem does as he goes off into the grass in trying to retake the positions that he lost to Formula Matt and Syndrome. And that was incredibly close there. As, oh my god, looks like Danny Boy comes back onto the track and forces Niles off it. So Danny Boy loses the net race lead to Skeletor Star. And Niles still in a net third place, but he is going to be trying everything he can to hunt down that racing point, but he's gone off into the grass. Oh no, Niles. And that's a whole heap of time that he has just lost, as Skeletor is going to try into Magus and Beckett's. It's not an ideal overtaking spot, but he's got the move done. Fair play. And now Jordan is going to pretty much accept defeat here and let the Racing Point and Alpha Tauri go off into the distance. It's not his battle. Still a very opportunistic move from Skeletor Star to make that move in Margaret's and Beckett's. And it looks like Philip N has actually managed to get the overcut working on Niles there, because of Niles' unfortunate trip into the grass on the previous lap. And Danny Boy now back into the lead of this race. Got a yellow flag in sector 2, I'm not sure what that was for. As Niles and Philip side by side in Stowe. As Philip then looks for the switchback but can't get the turn in that he wants. And that could be another warning there. Meanwhile, we do have a battle going on for 10th place as well between Otapa and Sandro. So for our final spot inside the top 10, it looks like Otapa into the pits once again. Can Niles get the move done here on Jordan JT? He's got a much better run out of Marcus and Beckett's. DRS wide open, and that's going to be a simple move for the man in the Mercedes in the end. as we are just over half race distance here, lap 14 of 26. Right now we have Danny Boy in your race lead, Skeletor Star less than a second behind him as Jordan picks himself up a 3-second time penalty. Then 6 seconds back we have this battle for third place between Niles, Philip and Jordan, who's there being a nuisance on the alternate strategy. As we got Formula Matt trying to make a move on the Red Bull of Syndro. Simple move with DRS. Syndro does try to fight back. He's going to try and hang it around the outside, but does not have the grip or the downforce to make that work. Back up towards the front. The Skeletor Star picks himself up a 3-second time penalty. I think that might be a second one, which is not going to help his cause, but it might help the cause of that man in third place, because now 6 tenths is a beatable target. Syndro into the pits and he retires from the session. Not sure what happened to Syndro, but he has retired from this session. I'm going to stay on this battle 2 seconds, guys, but I'll go and get myself a drink of water. So I'll be back in 2 minutes. Right, I'm back now. It looks like we got another battle that's brewing up. The battle for P8, Jav and Sandru. So that gap has closed down. Sandru picks himself up a 3-second time penalty. Trying to get a good run on the man in the Renault. DRS wide open. And he gets the job done. Jordan JT into the pits on those mediums. Now he's going to be a man to keep our eyes on as he tries to cut back through the field on a fresh set of soft tyres. Where's he going to come out? He's going to come out behind Sandro, but just ahead of Jav. So Jordan now with free reins to go out there and push, push, push. As we go back up to this battle at the front, just as we wait for Jordan to close that gap all the way down. Oh, Jordan made a mistake somewhere. He has, he's gone off. He's gone off at the old turn 1 Cops corner. Is that wing damage? Yes it is. No front right end plate there on that Alfa Romeo. And that's really hurt Jordan's chances here. He's got to make another pit stop. Front wing change. He's going to be coming out very close to Otapa. So Otapa might be happy about that. He gets to race someone. Back up towards this fight though, the battle for P1. Skeletor, Star, DRS wide open, trying to close in on Danny Boy. Unable to get the move done. Can Skeletor Star get this move done? He needs to get it done ASAP. We are on lap 19 of 26 here. Danny Boy is our race leader, just ahead of Skeletor Star in second place, doing everything he can to try and hunt that racing point down. And here we go. The overspeed is real. To the inside he'll go for Stowe. As he forces Danny Boy clean off track there, but that does give Danny Boy a bit of a warning and a 3-second time penalty. So there may be a few words back and forth between these drivers after this race, but now the battle can begin. Once again, a little bit of wheel banging as Danny Boy goes around the outside and gets back into first place, but now has DRS to try and pull away. As we got Jav into the pits, most likely looking for a set of soft tyres to attempt the fastest lap. Here goes Skeletor around the outside at Stowe. Goes off track, but he does get the move. Oh, as Danny Boy goes straight into the back there of the AlphaTauri, as he's not been given no room on the outside, but these two are racing as hard as you want. DRS is going to allow Skeletor to come back here. Goes to the switchback, tries to get a better line. Gets a little bit of a snap though on the exit, and that's going to cost him. As Skeletor takes off to the grass, loses a lot of time there to Danny Boy. As we have 5 more laps of this pre-season race left to go. Danny Boy is our race leader, ahead of Skeletor Star. Then around 8 seconds back we have Niles in third, in a comfortable third place I might add. And depending on the pen situation, he might be able to jump up into second. As it looks like Danny Boy is starting to pull away as Philip N gets himself a 3-second time penalty. We are waiting to see what is going to happen when we reach the climax of this race. Skeletor closes back up under braking. Keep my eye on that gap between Jav and Otapa as well for P9. That could be an interesting battle. Jav on very fresh softs. Could be looking to try and make a few moves. Apologies for that, guys. I just had to talk to someone else. We got Skeletor Star. He was looking down the inside at Stowe corner on Danny Boy. Makes a little bit of contact and almost loses the car. And I think that is going to be the last opportunity there for Skeletor Stars. He has lost a lot of time. He will lose DRS as well, so he's going to be unable to close back up, and he's running low on fuel. Towards this battle for P9, Java slowly been eating into that time of Otaba, but with only 2 laps to go, he really needs something big in the final lap. As Danny Boy picks himself up a penalty, is that going to bring Niles into this race? I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. As Jav looks like he's just got within DRS of Otaba. Oh, as he loses the back end, gets on the throttle just a little bit too early. And he is going to have a bit of a slide there. Not good for Jav, but towards the front. In fact, Jav is going to be getting blue flags anytime soon. He may already have some blue flags, because right behind him is Danny Boy, the race leader. Danny Boy is going to run wide there. Jav doing a little bit of weaving. A little bit of weaving there from Jav, as Danny Boy isn't going to be able to lap him, so Jav will have to do another lap. Oh, will he? Jav unable to stay unlapped, and Danny Boy will cross the line to take the win ahead of Skeletor Star. Now, Niles, how many penalties did he have? He was able to jump up into second place. What about Philip N? He stays P4. If we wait to see where everyone's going to filter out to. As Jordan JT has retired, Otaba has retired from the session. Jordan JT crosses the line in 11th place. We got the Williams of Ferrari, Matt in 5th, ahead of Swim in 6th. Sandro will come home in 7th, and now we just wait for Javier to cross the line to end this pre-season race. As he comes through the final corner now. And that is going to bring an end to the pre-season race here in Division 3. Driver of the day goes to Sandro. And he had a pretty quiet race actually, Sandro. But Danny Boy, the man on the top step of the podium, He put it on pole position. He led quite a lot of this race and was able to keep it together when it all mattered. As we're going to go through the final order. So Danny Boy is our race winner ahead of Niles in second. Skeletor Star in third. That is our podium finishers. Then we got Philip N in fourth. Formula Matt in fifth. Swim in sixth. Sandro in seventh. Javier in eighth. Ninth we have Otaba. And 10th we have Jav. 11th we have Jordan JT. Then our non-finishers Syndro and Alt Maverick. And that will bring an end to the pre-season race. I hope you guys all enjoyed that spectacle. I was your commentator for today. I've been Mike, and we'll catch you next week for when the season will begin with round 1. So until next week, guys, have a good one. And be sure to check out the Division 2 preseason race, which is going on right now. So make sure you guys jump on over and check that out. But until next time, guys, we'll catch you soon.